So I've actually been thinking about playing some of the other decks I haven't played with, but I also know it's like at this point I really need to look at stuff and kind of know the deck before you and I play, because otherwise it's literally just like it feels a little bit like you got to do your homework before you actually sit down and play with someone. I feel. Shinmi and I actually went to. Sent you a thing. Our daughter and I we went to uh, play at a board game store the other day. And of course, everybody's always super nice, but I feel like, I shouldn't put like my not knowing my deck on to everyone else. Like at least you can look at it, know how it works, maybe goldfish it, all that kind of stuff. But in the beginning, I thought, oh, it's just nice to sort of learn it as you go, but it really isn't, I think.
Well, I mean, if you're wanting to play with people, it's like, yeah, sure, games can go long because the interactions will be, the longer the game grows, the interactions become more complicated, or more extensive. But yeah, I mean, even if you don't know what someone else is playing, you don't know their cards, you need to know what yours do and what your lines of play are, or your overall game plan at the very least. Like, how do you win and how do you get there, right?
Yeah, right.
So, because not every game is won by reducing someone's life total to zero. Maybe someone is going to draw you out, right? They make you draw your whole deck, and the next time you draw a card, you lose the game because of the rules. Like if your library is empty, you lose the game if you want to draw a card.
Yeah.
Or they play a card that says like if these and these conditions are met, then you win the game. Something that was recently unbanned in the Commander format, something called Coalition Victory. It's an enchantment that has all five colors and an extra charge, and it says if you control a land of every land type, so of all the five colors, and creatures of all five colors, then you win the game. This can
Yeah.
be achieved through different means, and essentially, if you have a five-color creature, that it's technically all five colors. So you have that in play in five basic lands, you can win the game that way. So there's
Mm.
multiple ways that a game can end, and it's not so important to know always what everybody else could do, because if you don't know, then you ask them. Uh, but if someone asks you, what do you do? Then you need to be able to answer that, right? So you're
That's right.
responsible for your game plan. So yeah, it's important to know what your not what all cards do, but what your game plan is at the end, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, and the more comfortable you get with it, the more familiar, then you can see like if you have tutor cards in your deck. So I'm just going to go get this card. You can go while I search for it, right?
Yeah.
So, because you were mentioning last time, just everybody is so fast because everybody is. I mean, the more you play with different people, with different cards, with different decks, you get to know more and more. Like, okay, most likely they will look for this because this is on average what I've seen people do, or I know that this is in the deck, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how was your experience at the game store with your daughter?
Well, so first of all, it was cool she wanted to go. I was like, because the truth is really, she'd asked me sometime, oh, what's it all about? And it's kind of hard to know. Does that mean you're really interested, or is it just more like a fleeting thing? So she said, like, yeah, I can show you sometime. She's like, oh, okay, that'd be okay. So literally just the night before, I had done just one game of Commander with her. I let her play my Igra deck, and she almost smoked me actually. It was like, and I really wanted her to win too, but I was like, I'm not going to let you win. But she basically got me by like 3 points, and then I got her in the end. So I was like, the feeling you have is like, oh no, is someone going to be turned off now? Because it's really great if you can actually play someone, really play them. It's their first game, but they actually win. So I was trying to give the most powerful deck. Like I don't have a quite like a green Stompy yet, so I gave her the Igra deck, and I played her with my Alana and Helena partners thing, right? Um, so then, but she actually mentioned that she would be interested to check out the board game store sometime. And so then the next day I needed to buy some pants. She likes fashion, so I asked her to come along and help me out, and she was very helpful. And then afterwards I said, we can get a grab a bite to eat and then just go into the store. So experience was really great because we went in there and at first I was like, oh crap, what's going on here? Because then all these tables out. And it turns out they had the pre-release for Final Fantasy VII going on. So yeah, so they were all
The
doing
Final
that.
Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy
The Final Fantasy set includes all 14 entries,
correct.
actually.
Yeah. And so, Final Fantasy pre-release. And so I was like, oh, we probably won't be able to play here. And the guy says, no, we have a couple of Commander players in the back. And so we went back there and we also grabbed a couple of the cards, like at that game store. They have uncommons and commons basically for free. Like you can look through them and take them if you want. So that's really nice. So we were just going to do that.
Community box.
What was that?
The community box.
Exactly.
People are just the stuff that's not worth anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, caja de la comunidad. We use it. We used to have one here until someone took the whole box and left the store.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one thing you're not allowed to do with that. But anyway, so we were just possibly going to do that, and then I looked over because it's fine. That store, just I'm not sure how it is where you were, but they have Warhammer 40K going on. They have someone playing, like a board game like Wingspan in one corner. Then you have people who are just coming in to buy something. So it's like busy, right? It's loud, and I was like, oh. And then it turns out there actually were two guys playing at like a high table. And so I asked, hey, can we join you guys? I was like, yeah, we just finished a game. Come hop on in. And so, Shinmi's second game ever right away was a 4 people multiplayer, you know, and she again played the Igra deck. And she pretty much like the same guy we played with, he won all the games we played, but she was like right there within an inch of it every time because that Igra card is so powerful. You just like, you know. So it was really good. And she ended up taking a bunch of cards. I think I just counted them. It's like over 100 uncommons and commons. Because also in the Igra deck is I have a lot of Lord of the Ring cards in there. And I have also Shelob in there. And so the night before when she almost beat me, she actually beat the hell out of me with the spiders. She had Shelob and then another one that has Death Touch, and I was like, oh my gosh. So
So she
experience
wants
was
to
very
make a
good.
spider deck.
She wants to make a spider deck, exactly. So she looked around, she found a couple, and that's what she wants to do. So I'm like, I'm contemplating gifting a Shelob if it comes to it. But I'm like, we'll see. All right, we'll see. So
Uh, there are a couple of black-green legendary spiders. Shelob is at the top end of it, but there's another one that there's a couple of green ones, just green ones, but there's a couple of black-green ones as well. So I'm about 10 years ago, I made a spider deck. But at that time, there weren't that many spiders that I had access to. They got more support over time. Usually, in every set they release, there's like a couple of spiders and something. So, anyways, cool, nice. Go
yeah, it
on.
was very nice. And the guys are very nice. And actually, one of the dudes, he said like, "Oh, I actually have a zombie druid because this Taval makes a zombie druid. So he said, "Oh, I actually it's like a metal token." So he's like, "Yeah, just
Oh,
take that. Yeah, it's a nice one."
nice. Yeah,
And
they came with the deck too. I don't know what you did with the tokens. I always thought
no,
like,
no,
well,
I have tokens, but I have the tokens, but I normally what happens is I have a few, what do you call it? I have a few proxies in some of my decks, right? And so what I usually do is,
yeah,
is I'll print them and then I'll put an actual card behind it, you know? And anyway, so typically I don't like to hang on to the tokens because it's like, well, I have this stuff where I can write on now. But then the guy gave it to me and I was like, this is pretty cool because I can literally just like throw this one out and then be like, get one of the
dice on
cards,
it.
say,
Yeah,
times two, times three, whatever. So, and I'm not going to say no if someone wants to give me something. So it was just really
yeah.
nice. So yeah, it was quite cool. I mean, I always feel like my brain's hurting after those, but it was a good experience. I think I'll definitely do it again. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of funny, like between you and me, it's sort of interesting, like because like my daughter happens to be quite beautiful too, and I'm not just biased. She's growing into a really pretty young lady. So it's like I'm thinking, wow, if this
Yeah,
pretty
you
young,
did mention that. She wanted me to mention it. The girls are looking really nice. All your
oh, thanks.
girls.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. But like, so she's now she's going, she's like growing into like a young woman and everything. And it's like, I mean, she's still very young, but the point is like, you notice that, right? And I'm like, typically what you don't see most, like a lot in like, Magic the Gathering things that I've seen, it's usually guys that are a little bit overweight, maybe the teeth aren't entirely straight and all that stuff, right? So the stereotype for a Magic the Gathering player is, you don't have many friends, you're not very attractive, that kind of thing. And so I'm like, wow, if she actually happens to be someone who likes this kind of stuff, right? That's like amazing because it's like, you have the patience and the desire to play with people you've never met. You play Magic the Gathering, so you have to have a good brain for that, right? You have to be able to multitask, and you need some patience too. So I'm like, wow, that's like a tremendous thing for like a person to be. Like I'm thinking further. I'm thinking like, husbands, spouses, all that kind of stuff, like what kind of person. But if you hit all these, maybe anyway, I'm just thinking, like what kind of thing. Anyway, I'm not sure. I'm probably butchering this, but all I'm saying is like that's really nice, because typically when you have someone who looks very attractive and who is like really nice to be around, a lot of the time they are, they stereotypically aren't the kind of people that will sit and play a geeky game, let's say. Maybe I'm biased, but that's just what
Yeah,
I've observed.
I mean, going on stereotypes, you're absolutely right, right? So that, but I mean, if you want to ignore the personal appearance for a minute, like you've noticed that you play a game or two and your brain is fried. Why do you think
Yeah.
that is?
Well, because I don't use it this way usually.
Right, but what is the process you're evaluating? What is it
What
you're
is
actually doing? So, okay, so why do they consider chess the game of kings?
Well, because you're planning ahead, right? The kings have to like think about all the different
Yeah.
things you have to do and how it will interact.
A couple of years ago, I don't remember when or where at this point, someone did a study of what Magic or similar games actually do to your brain. It's very, very similar to chess. And now, I mean, you can now see like the lines of play. So there's a sequence of things going on if optimal, or you think ahead like if I do this, this is likely going to happen, or this is a potential thing. So if that potential thing happens, what am I going to do? So there is a lot of strategic thinking involved. There's a lot of things of multitasking to keep in mind, and there's a lot of math going on like either by the amount of cards you draw, life that's lost, creatures put into play, triggers that are going to happen. So there's a lot of things going on. And I don't know about nowadays, like new players, younger generation. I mean, we're in our 40s. When I started playing card games was at the tail end of the 90s, right? So 97 onwards is when I started playing these games. There's a lot of knowledge that you accumulate. All right, so these useless tidbits, and there's even mythology in this, there's history in this, there's a lot of things and aptitudes that you need to play this at a higher level, right? So mentally speaking, many people that play these card games, especially the complex ones, they're not stupid or low intelligent people. They might be not experienced in worldly things, but on a technical level, there's a lot of people with a lot of aptitude in there. So uh, the don't judge a book by its cover necessarily, right? So yeah, a lot of people that go to game stores, they might be smelly or they might not be the best hygienic people on that day. But I have a couple of friends that when they show up, they're like in slacks, disheveled hair, they haven't shaved. But from Monday through Friday, they go in a suit and tie and they're lawyers and they're insurance managers. This is the time to slack off. So that's the time when they don't give a flying F
Yeah,
about what people think about their looks, right? So
yeah.
it can be deceiving, but I get your stereotypical thing, and I totally understand that. It's something I partly take in too. But as you get to know these people, is that not all of these are couch potato geeks, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's definitely true. And I don't mean to speak in those terms. That makes sense. I guess what I was saying, particularly with my daughter, is more I'm thinking a lot of the time when you look nowadays, people who are attractive, they will tend to not give other people like the time of the day. But I
yeah.
think if someone is interested in the like, board games or card games, because the special thing is you basically want to like meet new people and just play. Even if you don't know them deeper, you just do that, right? And so it's like, I'm just saying for a future person that might be involved with her, this is like an interesting additional thing to be into. Like,
Yeah. No,
anyway, that's all
it
I'm saying.
definitely is. I mean, it's a side that's I mean, hobbies. It's good to have one, right? So, and
It's good to have many. Yeah, yeah.
well, at least one, like something that you enjoy doing when nothing else needs doing.
This would probably be a good combination. Like, go play Magic, get your brain totally fried out, and then come home and play drums because then you get some, it's a different kind of a thing you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a cool thing. Okay, man. It's good to see you. Have a great day.
You too. Have a
Take
good one.
care. Bye.
Bye.